Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Western tragedy about family, life, and honor, with choices made as Arthur Morgan reflecting a good man living an outlaw's life, or the outlaw life corrupting a good man. Either way, in all of this, death is an absolute certainty, and plays a huge role in the game, and that role is etched into various gravestones that you can visit and pay your respects to throughout the game. Quick heads up though, the rest of this video will have spoilers for the Red Dead Redemption 2 story. You've been warned. First, of course, is Arthur's grave, which can be visited by John after Arthur Morgan's tragic death, located on top of the mountain to the northeast of Bacchus Bridge. Whether the players had high or low honor as Arthur Morgan will impact the epitaph, with high honor also spawning an eagle and low honor spawning a coyote. The animals are an interesting representation for how Arthur lived his life. The eagle is a straightforward message of honor, but coyotes represent duality, a troublesome creature, but also of good fortune. Davy Calendar's grave can be found in the cemetery in Coulter, and just north, you can also find Jenny Kirk's burial site too, who both died just at the start, representing that life, no matter how much the gang remembers it before the robbery, was never quite as good as it may seem now. Eagle Flies is a bit unique in that he's not actually a member of the gang, but instead, he's someone who's manipulated by the gang and the US Army, and by all the conventions of life at the times. His grave can be visited just south of Wapiti. Hosea and Lenny are buried side by side just north of Saint Denis. Before their untimely demise, they both expressed the desire, in an act of foreshadowing, to be buried beside friends and family. Now, some could argue that they get the former, but the latter is more clear. They were family. Buried west of Shady Belle, Kieran Duffy has one of the most gruesome deaths in Red Dead Redemption 2. Kieran was relatively new to the gang, which shows how Arthur Morgan and others couldn't quite protect everyone, and only increased their heartbreak when they tried to bring more into their family life. Sean McGuire's grave can be found north of the Clemens Point camp. And here it's clear that Red Dead 2 loves foreshadowing, because Sean dies from a sniper shot, but earlier in the game, Arthur comments on an unrelated head injury Sean sustains, with the now chilling phrase, "At least you ain't got a hole in it." This shows the foreboding mortality of their world, and how the gang picks too many fights that they can't win them all. And lastly is Susan Grimshaw. She was one of the strongest believers in the Dutch Vanderling gang's way of life. And while some characters managed to escape this way of life, like Charles and Sadie, Grimshaw knew nothing else, loved nothing else, and died by her way of life, as many others do here. And that's it for our list. Thank you so much for watching, and go to GameRant.com for more like this.